Ministers, the first thing I want to say is the lack of transparency around this budget. It is disgraceful. We have, 15 ministers, 23 junior ministers, and we have no costings of existing levels of service. Now, how do you know what's going on within the departments if you don't know what the costing is of the levels of service that are already there? How do you know how much you have for new measures? So it makes a complete mockery of the budget. Can you imagine if Sinn Féin presented a budget with the existing levels of service not even costed? You know, what kind of economics is that? It is crazy, and it permeates right throughout this budget. Now, this budget will be known as the budget where the election promises were put in the bin. People aren't stupid, and people in Mayo and the west of Ireland aren't stupid. They know that you offered childcare, that you promised childcare for €200 a month. That wasn't delivered yesterday. There was no mention of it whatsoever. And what in the name of God did workers do to you? Workers have never worked so hard and never struggled so much. You know that. In all of your constituency offices, you know how hard people are working and the cost of living and how people are really, really struggling just to make ends meet. And you completely ignore them. Now, if you were going to end the measures that were there last year, then you build them in to make life easier for people, not more difficult. And that's what you did in this budget. I don't know how you managed to take €10 billion and make life so much more difficult for so many people who are working so hard. This is one of the unfairest budgets that I have ever seen, even going back to the austerity years. I walked out of here yesterday and I met a woman, a well-known activist here in a wheelchair. A lot of you will know her and have great respect for her. And I said to her, out of curiosity, I said, how does it work out for you? And there was tears in her eyes. And she said, I will be €1,400 worse off with no cost of disability payment. Now, Minister, you tell me there's billions and millions for disability. How then can we leave somebody in a wheelchair 1,400 plus worse off with a budget with a 10 billion surplus? Like, I just cannot figure out how you manage to do that. When we talk about housing, we see there's no further funding for social and affordable housing. It is so unambitious. No mention of the homeless. 16,000 people homeless. No mention of that. No increase in the rent credit, even though we know that rents have gone up hugely.
Thank you.
Like, I just don't know where this budget has been plucked from.
Minister of State Niamh Smith.